Hey, what's up guys? It's Kale Brock here. I'm a surfer and a filmmaker and you're watching How to Rip. In this series I'm going to be sharing some insights into my coaching experience and what I've learned taking beginner surfers through to intermediate and intermediate surfers to high level intermediate and even advanced. This is essentially a glimpse into my Patreon membership group where people get access to 2 of these surf analysis clips every single week. So make sure you check it out in the link in the description below. You can also join me on Instagram at Kale's Broccoli, but for now, let's jump into the surfing. Alrighty, brother, let's have a chat about the weekend. Really nice progression overall. Some good stuff to work on. I feel like I could skip over all this first stuff because you improved so quickly over the weekend. So that was really good. The main thing we wanted to sort of look at is that the low point of the bottom turn. So here it's looking relatively good, but notice how you're sort of folding over to your back foot a little bit and you're also not leaning. So it's very obvious to me what's happening is I can see lots of weight in the toe side rail over here to the right and a very even weight distribution over here to the left. And now as a result, the surfer on the right has slung up into the lip and you've sort of gone at it as a horizontal turn. Sure, different sections, but that's really what we see. You see how much off-center the body is over here to the right compared to over here on the left. And this is something consistent that we want to work on even moving forward as well. Cool. So these little opportunities here we can have a look at. It was sort of would have been cool to get you up into a little lip line floater there, and that would have just resulted in you getting a little bit lower, eyeing off that section, and then throwing your board at it. Again, going back to what are the basics of any turn, it's getting low, identifying the lip, extending towards the lip, and then going back into a compression to ride out of the turn with speed. So ideally at that point, I just would have had you get a little bit lower and, you know, identify that section maybe a touch earlier, and you probably could have moved towards it. It was coming at you a little bit fast, but I think, you know, it would have been cool to see you at least sort of throw the board up there and really give it a crack. Cool, so you got some really nice lefts here, good flow happening. The feedback from that when you came in was, hey, let's try and push it even more, and you did in this one here. So almost too much there. So let's compare the two and look as to what actually happens. See how on the optimal one you end up nice and high after that speed flow movement, and as a result, you have way more speed to get down the line. It would have been really cool to see you take this wave on the right and turn it into a maneuver after this point because you had so much speed, and that's something we'll look at using a different wave in a moment. Cool, so I think it's this one here. Again, wave choice was really good throughout this day, and that's honestly one of the biggest things which impacts progression. So let's sort of nail down that turn just as a final thing to work on. I still want you to focus mainly on your speed flow leaving this, but I think, you know, with good speed flow, you're going to open up into some of these maneuvers. The first point here, identifying the section, getting low. You're doing that perfectly. Cool, this point again, extension, everything's looking really good. What's the main difference here between a great turn and a good turn is how off-center the body is. Look over here to the right, the surfer's way off, right? That rail's really engaged. And also look at where the turn finishes. Look at the eye line of the surfer over here to the right. You're already finishing that turn looking back down the line, which is not a bad thing. Depends on the section, right? But I think, you know, we could overall step up that stuff quite a lot to where this becomes your surfing. Notice how on the surf skate, you move quite a lot more. So overall, mate, some huge progressions in one weekend, and I'm really looking forward to seeing where you take it. Reach out if you ever want some one-on-one or you want to come on. Cool. So with the forehand, again, good technique in place. But what I think we focused on was that eye line. your eyes tend to want to stay forward very much, as opposed to really committing to the turn and finishing off the turn. You'll probably find that you'll actually get not only a better feeling from your maneuvers if you actually open them up a little bit more in terms of, you know, really rotating the shoulders and getting back towards the whitewater, but you'll also come out with more speed. So that starts off with that nice low point. So it's not looking too bad, but I want to see your knees get a little bit lower there. Get that hand on the face of the wave so you can get a really strong extension, like that little, see the extension in the legs there over here to the left of screen, and you see over to the right, it's not quite as strong because you haven't gone low initially. So then, of course, we come to this point here, which is the crux of the whole turn. It's the eye line, right? It's where that turn finishes off, and you can sort of see the differences there end up being quite significant. So the cue there is to just look back almost pretty much towards the whitewater, even if it's the lower part of the whitewater. Thanks so much for watching. If that video helped you, be sure to drop a line in the comments down below. What else are you struggling with your surfing? Make sure you check out the links in the description as well to my Patreon account, my Instagram, and my YouTube channel, all of which have some incredible surfing resources for you too. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you soon.